54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
Hey everybody, the regular season for Nate Oates and the Alabama Crimson Tide beginning next week when they take on UNC Asheville. Tonight they got their final tune-up before that opener, and the opponent was no slouch. Over 6,600 fans on hand to see Mark Sears and the Tide take on Coach Penny Hardaway and those Memphis Tigers. In the first, it's Sears pulling up from three-point range, and it's good. He puts his team up by a tray. Less than 2 minutes later, we see Sears make this play again. This time, he's a distributor. Gives it over to Jaron Stevenson from the corner, and it is good. Alabama leads by 4. Memphis, they hung around the first few minutes. Baraka Okoji pushes it up to Musa Cease, and he throws it down. Two-handed jam. The Tigers shot under 28% and went 0 for 7 from three-point range. Alabama then started to really hit its stride. Clifford Amori gets the rock and slams it home right there. Alabama's physically biggest addition finished the game with 10 points. Midway through the half, Mark Sears shines once again. His return to the 2-5-6 slashes through the D and finishes with the scoop shot for 2. Alabama led by 12 after that bucket. And the Crimson Tide, they would keep pouring it on. Here they are on a fast break coming up. The first shot will rim out by Mobile native LeBaron Fireline. Skies it up, but on the putback right there is Alabama with the putback, 41-25 at that point. We got one more good highlight for measure. Sears splashes his third three-pointer in the half. He ended the night with 20 points. Alabama led by 20 at the half. They go on to win tonight by a final score of 96-88. They finished the preseason perfect 2-0. For more from the VBC, let's go to Nick Kuzma.
The Alabama Crimson Tide returned to Huntsville for the first time since 2019, and they were welcomed back to the Rocket City with a warm ovation. The Tide also led by 20 at the end of the first half in their charity exhibition versus Memphis, but won the game by just 8 points. Nate Oates says there's work to be done.
There's a reason we play the exhibition so that we can get exposed a little bit on what we got to work on. We definitely got exposed tonight a little bit. Thought our turnovers were not where we needed them to be. And we got to do a better job taking care of the ball.
A well-coached, dynamic, tough group that's together. That's what I see in Alabama. They execute, and they're very tough. It's just, Coach Oates has done a great job of putting them in position and recruiting character and recruiting guys that he knows that wants to win for the culture and not just for themselves.
Super thankful Memphis agreed to do this for us. I'm glad we got to come up here to Huntsville. I think the crowd was great. I wish we'd have played a little bit better for them in the second half, but they were great. I enjoyed the game, and glad we were able to get a win, but definitely got a lot to work on here.
In a week's time, this will all be for real. The Alabama Crimson Tide open up the 2024-25 regular season with a home game versus UNC Asheville. Tip-off from Coleman Coliseum is set for 8 o'clock. From Probst Arena at the VBC in Huntsville, I'm Nick Kuzma, Fox 54 Sports.